Okay, this is the Math Unit 6 review on proportional relationships. The first two questions talk about just ratios. So for number 1, it says there are 220 calories in 5 crackers. Write the ratio of calories to crackers in all 3 forms. So the first thing I want to do is change this 3 to a 5 here. We learned 5 different ways instead of 3, so we're going to add those 2 on there. And it says to make sure you have all numbers in simplest form. So we're going to do calories to crackers. So calories will be in the numerator, that top number, and crackers will be on the denominator. So we have 220 calories, so 220 in the numerator, 5 crackers, 5 in the denominator. Now we're going to divide both numerator and denominator by the denominator. So this time we're dividing by 5. We end up getting 44 over 1. So that's one way of writing the ratio of calories to crackers. The other way is using the colon, 44 colon 1, 44 2 1, using the word 2, 44 per 1, that backslash means per, and 44 out of 1. We would want to see all 5 of those for your final answer for questions like this on the test. Make sure you have all 5 forms, and they're all written in simplest form. Number 2, a plane has 125 seats total. There are 50 seats in first class. Write the ratio of plane seats in the whole plane to first class. So that gives us a hint on how to set this up. It should be the whole plane on the top, and then first class on the bottom there. So we have 125 seats total, so that would be at the top, 125, that numerator. And then first class has 50 seats. So we're going to put 50 in the denominator. So we're going to divide both numerator and denominator by denominator again, just like we did on the first one. And you end up 125 divided by 50 is 2.5, 2 5/10 over 1. We always want that denominator to be 1 there. So we would write 2.5, 2 5/10 whole plane seats to 1 first class seat. And then we are done with that question. Now the next section is talking about unit rates, meaning our denominator is always have to be 1 there for this to be a unit rate. So it says Lexi earned $96 from babysitting. So I'm going to underline $96 for babysitting for 8 hours. How much did she earn each hour, which is per hour? So we want to find per 1 hour how much money would Lexi be paid for babysitting. So right now I'm going to set up the ratio $96 for 8 hours. Now I want to find out per hour, so what I'm going to do is divide both numerator and denominator by 8, because I want that denominator, that hours, to be 1 hour. So we'll have 1 hour on the denominator there. 96 divided by 8 ends up being a nice even $12. So since this is a word problem, we want our answer to be in a complete sentence. We need to make sure we wrap here. Restate, answer, and prove. Now this P, this prove, we've already done here. This is our work. That's what we're looking for. So we need to restate the question and make sure we answer it. So how much did she earn each hour? We could write Lexi earned $12 per hour for babysitting. And then we would be done with that one there. Now the next one. Shayla can buy a 7-pound bag of dry cat food for $7.40. Or she can purchase a 3-pound bag for $5.38. Which size is the best buy? So we're looking for the best buy here, which means we want to find out in these two situations how much money per pound these dry cat food bags cost. So right now we have $7.40 for a 7-pound bag, or 3-pound bag for $5.38. So I want to find out per pound here. So for my first situation, the $7.40 for 7 pounds, I'm going to divide both numerator and denominator by 7. So we end up putting that $7.40 inside our division house, 7 on the outside. And when we do that long division there, we get about 1.057, and it continues on. So we're going to stop there since we're talking about money. We only need to really think about that hundredths place since we can only have 2 decimal places for money. So now the same idea goes for the second situation, $5.38 for 3 pounds. We put that $5.38 inside the division house, 3 on the outside, and when we do that long division, we get about 1.793, and it continues on. So again, we're only going to we're going to stop at that hundredth place since we're talking about money. So if we look at first that whole number, we both have a 1 there, so we're still even. Now our second number, the first number in our decimal is a 0 for this one and a 7 here. So we automatically know that this is going to be our better buy, but we need to make sure we write it in a complete sentence. So we could write the $7.40 bag for 7 pounds is the better buy. Make sure you're clear when you're stating which one is the better buy. Okay, number 5, determine whether the ratios 9/18 and 3/6 are proportional. So what I'm going to do first, or what we should do first, is set up our 2 ratios here, 9/18 and 3/6. Now to compare these, we're going to simplify both fractions. So I noticed for this 9/8 we can divide both numerator and denominator by 9, and I end up getting 1/2. Over here on 3/6, I'm going to divide both numerator and denominator by 3, and I end up again getting 1/2. Now I want to make sure we write 1/2 equals 1/2. We want that equality statement, and so we know that yes, they are proportional. So we're going to write yes, they are proportional. Now when we're trying to figure out if these are proportional, or if any 2 different ratios are proportional, make sure you show what you are dividing by before you state whether they are or are not proportional, and make sure you have this equality statement there. So if we didn't have them equaling, we would have that equal sign in the middle between those 2 simplified ratios and a slash through that equal sign, which means not equal to.